Aloha, I'm David Dikeman and welcome to AAPIDiabetes.org. I created AAPIDiabetes.org as a resource for those in my Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. AAPIDiabetes.org exists as your starting point to understand how you can succeed with diabetes and be healthier than any of your non-diabetic friends. Diabetes is a complex disease, and understanding its causes and how to manage it can make the difference between suffering from the consequences of diabetes or thriving with it. As treatment of diabetes has dramatically changed over the last decade, my goal is to provide the AAPI diabetes community with the most up-to-date information possible from the top experts. At AAPIDiabetes.org, we've assembled a world-class set of diabetes experts from medical, nutritional, cultural, and behavioral health fields to achieve that goal, and you can visit the YouTube page that I manage, Diabetes University, as well. As we launch AAPIDiabetes.org, we'll bring you introductory talks from our group of experts. In 2022, we'll be launching our full diabetes multidisciplinary and culturally appropriate curriculum. The foundation of the curriculum is in proper health access via cohesive mentoring relationships, diabetes literacy, nutritional instruction, behavior health, and familial support, all with a culturally grounded context. Now let me introduce our group of world-class specialists. As we grow, we'll be adding more experts, so stay tuned for that as well. Dr. Landon Opanui is a full-time medical director for AAPI, where he improves the health conditions of Native Hawaiians on Molokai and Lanai by maximizing their capacity to access and influence the establishment of a healthcare system responsive to and respectful of their cultural beliefs and practices. The AAPI philosophic base is concerned with delivering access to as many Native Hawaiians as possible into the present healthcare provided by trained medical professionals who also take into account traditional ohana, i.e. extended family values, spiritual beliefs, and mana, equal to and complementary to contemporary medicine. Dr. Opanui will discuss the unique challenges and opportunities for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities confronting the diabetes and prediabetes problem, his integrative healthcare approach and diabetes program, as well as the role of exercise and traditional healing when combating diabetes. Mickey Wong is a registered dietitian/nutritionist at AAPI Native Hawaiian Healthcare System and an advocate for low-carbohydrate diets. We will be talking about why nutrition is a critical component on diabetes/prediabetes management, what are the nutritional challenges or barriers for the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities with regard to prediabetes/diabetes treatment. How does one go for nutritional planning? And how can families best work with the nutritionist and use them to the best of their abilities? Dr. Roxanne Uridomo is a licensed psychologist and mother of a type 1 diabetic. Her talk will focus on the importance of a holistic and community-based approach to support Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, families in thriving with diabetes. She will be discussing details on how to create a family environment of success for diabetes management and the importance of building upon a diabetes support team. Dr. Richard K. Bernstein is a legendary historical figure in the world of diabetes. He is a physician and an advocate for a low-carbohydrate diet to help achieve normal blood sugars for diabetics. Dr. Bernstein has a private medical practice in Mamaroneck, New York, and is devoted solely to treating diabetes and prediabetes. He is a fellow of the American College of Nutrition, the American College of Endocrinology, and the College of Certified Wound Specialists, and the author of 6 books on diabetes, including the most famous, The Diabetes Solution, and countless journal articles on all aspects of diabetes. I myself am the producer of Dr. Bernstein's Diabetes University on YouTube, a resource of over 200 videos covering all aspects of diabetes, but today I'll be interviewing Dr. Bernstein about some of the basics of diabetes. A perfect start if you or someone close to you has been diagnosed with diabetes. You'll hear important information about the consequences of elevated blood sugars, how to normalize those blood sugars and avoid complications, which lab measurements are important and which lab measurements aren't so important, what you should eat if you have diabetes, and some foods that you shouldn't, why you should be careful of outdated advice to run high blood sugars, why the obesity crisis reflects an addiction to carbohydrates in our society, and how you can truly and successfully thrive with diabetes. Dr. Eric Westman is another legendary historic figure in the world of diabetes. Dr. Westman is an associate professor of medicine at Duke University. He is board certified in obesity medicine and internal medicine and has over 100 peer-reviewed scientific publications. Dr. Westman founded the Duke Keto Medicine Clinic in 2006 after 8 years of clinical research regarding low-carbohydrate ketogenic diets. Dr. Westman will reveal striking results from his clinic which showed reductions in A1C from 8% to 5.3%. We'll talk with Dr. Westman about how you can use his best-selling book, End Your Carb Confusion, to thrive with diabetes. And finally, I'll be talking about my life with diabetes as a type 1 diabetic. I was originally diagnosed at 9 years old when I was in 3rd grade, and now I am 17, nearly graduating from high school. During the time that I had diabetes, I've worked with Dr. Bernstein and have achieved unprecedented glycemic controls and numbers. I'll talk about what I eat, how I use insulin, how I balance diabetes with sports, my motivation, and much, much more. Mahalo for visiting AAPIdiabetes.org. Stay tuned. In the months ahead, we'll continue adding to the site a full, holistic curriculum for diabetes management. Aloha.